Y'all, it's furniture washing time. I have wet this down and put some strong cleanser on it. And I'm washing it with a broom. Got my water hose out of here. It's about dark. It's 6 o'clock at night, but I can't stay in the sun, so I said I'd get out here at night and do it. All right, I drug my water hose up here to it. Let me sit this thing back up. That's a cactus plant. I just knocked 2 of them off. I think it's top heavy. I'm gonna spring it down real good so we won't get our clothes dirty when we sit on it. I don't know how y'all clean your lawn furniture. After you spray it down, you can see what spots you've missed. And so I fixed to get those. And one of them's right here. All right, I believe that's got it. I've been scrubbing for a long time before I even turned y'all on. I didn't think about it, y'all. Now we're gonna go wash a window. All right. Let me wet down this chair right here. Let's give it a little cleaning. I'll turn y'all around. We're gonna wash that chair right there. All right. Let me put me some whatever kind of cleaner you want to use. I've already washed that window y'all see back there. I've washed it good. Got on my old clothes. And see, when I finish this, I can just go take my bath and I'll be ready for bed. Unless I decide to sit outside a little bit. Okay. Let's get here's how I do my chair. You wet it down and you squirt it with something, whatever you want to. Your broom is the best thing you got. If you can stand up and do it. These are those old-timey metal chairs. I love these things. I've looked at some to buy. It's the metal, but I'm telling you, they're really expensive, aren't they? Oh, it's looking better. It's looking better. Burning calories. Getting muscles. That looks a whole lot better. Okay, let's rinse her off. Y'all see all that dirt coming off of it? Well, actually, it's not dirt. Through the winter, sometimes it'll get an old brown stuff on it. Okay, I'm going to move y'all over to the window. We're going to do the window now. I've got a big window that I need to do. So let me turn you off a minute till I get you. Okay, y'all, let's wash the window. Here's how I'm going to do it. I am going to first rinse it off. And you want to do that because you don't want any of the grit and grime. You don't want to do it in with your broom. So you want to just wet the window good first. These come all the way down to the floor in this room. Alright, then you can put you some dishwashing liquid or whatever you want to use on yours. Just put a little bit here and there. And then take your broom and start washing. At the top first, I'm going to wash that little part right up in there too. Some of it's stuck on it from the winter time. It's because this is a shady part of the house that will sometimes grow some yuck. It only gets a little bit of morning sun, and that's about it, y'all. They're nasty, nasty. Boy, it'll make the bedroom seem clearer, won't it? Get all this junk off of the window. I like to go over mine twice. Back and forth, and then up and down too. I usually wash my windows all the way around my house about 2 times a year, and that'll do good. In the late spring, and then in the fall before it gets too cold. Something stuck right there. Wash the little part down here right good, and then you're ready to rinse. Start at the top, rinse all that off, and then rinse all this out. And while you got your hose on, you can always let it lay next to the root of a plant. And I do not dry mine with a cloth. I'm just going to let it do just like you see. Just dry naturally. Okay, now it's time to do our bird bath. Let's go over there and do it. Okay, now we're going to do our bird bath, and here it is. Well, actually, it's a bird waterer, but I have seen birds bathe in it. This, I wish I had a bigger one. If any of you linemen out there have one of these, that is a thing that goes on the top of a big electrical line. That's just the bottom to a bird bath I used to have. And then I put this bowl on top of that. See there? And what I'm going to do on this one is I've got to scrub it with a scratcher. My broom won't work on this thing. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. I got a little crystal thing that a friend made for me. I've already been scrubbing it some. And so let's get our water. And we want to rinse it out super good because we don't want any kind of cleanser in it. Okay, let me see what I'm doing here. Goodness gracious, I'll hold the phone. I haven't got enough hands. Rinse it out again. Pour that out. Make sure it's all off of there. Now then, now here's what I do. I'm going to fill that up, and it's going to drain down into those others. And they don't get as dirty as the top one. I don't know why. Maybe it's the color. Maybe it's what they're made out of. I don't really know. But I'm going to push all that water out because that might have some bad stuff in it. Push every bit of it out. See how it's going out? We want all fresh water in it. There's an old possum that comes up in the night, and sometimes in the morning when I get up, he has turned this top one over to get water, I guess. But he could get it out of my fish tank over there if he wanted to. All right, here's what I'm going to do now. This was made for me out of a bowl and a upside down glass. And what I do is I sit it in here like this, like that, and I make me another waterer. Now, it didn't need watering. I'm going to put it right here. Now, this might seem tacky to some of y'all, but you know what? I love it, and I'm the one that has to live here. So here's what I suggest. You do your waterer just like you want to make you happy. And I'm going to do mine just like I want to make me happy. And this makes me happy. I like to be creative. So there's my waterer. The birds can go anywhere they want to go. All right, let me show you. Let's walk around a little bit. Let me go turn my water off. Y'all want to go with me? We're fixing to go through this bush right here. I have to kind of, this is azalea and a boxwood, so what I do is I have to crawl over here in the back. Hope I don't drop the phone while I'm doing it, and turn my water off. And then I crawl back out. All right, come on up. We're going to go. All right, we got our porch furniture clean. We got 2 windows clean. I did not wash that one yet, but maybe I'll get to it tomorrow. It's getting kind of dark. My verbena is doing super good. This is that old-timey verbena. It comes back every year. I wish I had some more of it. I hear they have a kind that's red, but I don't have any. But I hear that they have it. Here's my rose bush that's... I rooted this, and look how long it is now. I rooted another one right in there that's we have probably roses next year. Okay, here's my fish tank. Ooh, I see him. He is in there. And mosquitoes, I see a mosquito. All right, y'all watch. See that? Did y'all see that mosquito? All right, that mosquito is going to lay eggs in the still water, not knowing that I have a goldfish in there. And that goldfish is going to eat the larvae. All right, here's something I made yesterday. This is a lamp stand. It's real heavy at the bottom. And there's the shade. And I did a cactus garden in it. See? Now I've got it under the roof of the house so that it won't get much water. But I watered it yesterday, and then the water trickled out through here. So I know that when I do water it, it's going to stay wet. And I just put it over the fish tank. I brought some of my small, oh heck, what do you call them? I'll think of it in a minute. This is a nun orchid right there. And these are the little orchids. Somebody gave me an aloe plant that I'm proud of. And here are 2 other plants that I have. This is a type of bromelade right here. It has a beautiful red bloom on it. And that's a peace lily. Somebody made me that pretty quilt right there. All right, so over here, I've got me a rooting bed because this is in the shade. So I stuck some roses out in here. There's one. See, and it looks good. It's been in there a couple of weeks, so I think it's rooting. And then, now this one is not. You see that? You see here? So I might as well just pull it up. I can already tell it's not rooting. So don't get disappointed when you're trying to root, because sometimes it takes a while, okay? Sometimes it takes a while. Got that big church bench right there in case I want to lay down. All right, now here are the cactuses that I accidentally tore off a while ago. Ooh, sticker, sticker, sticker. I'm just going to lay it right there. Let him start growing in that. I'll push it down with this stem right here. Push it down in there. Get down there, boy. That dirt's kind of dry. There. It'll root right there like it is. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not even positive of that. I bought me some little periwinkles. They're supposed to take full sun, so I just stuck them in that little bitty pot. Now, this was given to me last year. I forgot the name of this rose. But y'all, I just planted it last year, and I want you to look. It wasn't a foot high when I planted it. And it's got all this new growth on it. That's a new stalk right there. I mean, it's just doing super good. Going up into all the way to the bird feeder. I love it. So if any of y'all know the name of that one, I'd appreciate it. Okay, let's see. Let's walk out here. My lemon tree died, so it's trying to come back a little bit. I don't know if it'd make it or not. It had lemons one year, which I was proud of. I've got one daylily blooming. Oh, this is something I just bought, this hanging basket at the nursery. And it's called Purslane. And there's your little bloom for it. They're real pretty. And what you can do on this, you just break off something. All right, let's say that I'll just break this off right here. Like that. Pull a few leaves off the bottom of it, not many. About that many, something like that. Let's go plant it out here, and it will grow, honey. It will grow. It doesn't even know it's been transplanted half the time. All right, I've got a thing right here we can plant it in because I haven't planted anything else in it. So get those leaves out of it. There's a pine tree coming up in it. Look what a long root a pine tree has. Look at that. The little tree thing is not long at all compared to the root. A pine tree has a tap root. Look at that thing going down. All right, anyway, we'll get the leaves out of this. And this is an old toilet. Y'all see that? It's metal. They used to have it in a Johnny. All right, I'm just going to dig a little hole right here. Not much of one. Lay that down in there. And I keep a little thing of water out here, just in case I want to root something. I'll come out here and won't have to drag that hose every which way. Now water it in, and tomorrow it'll be just as perky as it can be. He won't even know he's been pulled off from his mama. All right. Here's some roses that I'm trying to root. All right, now look at this. So don't get discouraged, okay? You can see that some aren't making it. But this one is. See how green and pretty it is? Sometimes, all right, and this one is not making it, so I might as well pull it up. Well, I don't know, though. That looks like it might. Let me stick them back down in there. I pulled him up too soon, didn't I? All right, so just leave them in there a while, and you'll eventually figure it out. Here's some little coxcombs that somebody gave me some seed, and I planted. And then this is a dootsy that one of my line dance friends brought to me, and I've got it rooting in here. And then this came from Mark Lowry's when we went to visit him in Houston, Texas. There it is, right there. I can't think of the name of it, but Mark is living, so you ought to be proud. This is some garlic that somebody gave me, and somebody ran over it, knocked it down. I think I'm going to cut it back and let it come back. Here's a beautiful shrimp plant that I hadn't planted yet, but someone gave me that. Isn't it pretty? I may just put it in a giant pot. That's what I may do. Here's my one tomato plant. I got this when I went the other day to the Alpha Women's Leadership Conference, and we had a group, a county that gave me that. That plant right there is a wall plant. That's called Indian paintbrush. Indian paintbrush, and I have one over there too. They are gorgeous plants. I've had them for years. I hadn't got a thing in here. I need to plant something, don't I? Here's a big rose right here. It had gorgeous blooms on it. I think I showed y'all that. But of course, this already done its due. This is a sage, and it's the purple. It comes up every year from seed. It reseeds itself. There's my big rock that we had drug up into the yard. And I'm not sure what kind of rose this is, but I'm telling you what, it's got more thorns than the sea's got sand. It just look at that sticker. Let me see if I can focus in on it. It's not gonna let me. Maybe it'll focus if I put my hand right there. There we go. See that? I mean, it'll eat you up. And it is a bush type rose. And I've rooted it too. I've rooted it. There's my amaryllis. Somebody gave me that. What they did is gave me a amaryllis that was in a wax. It was in a wax and it bloomed. Well, when it finished blooming, I tried to cut that wax off of that bulb and I planted it. And that was last year. I got another one this year and I did the same thing to it. There's a few more little periwinkles that I bought. I'm gonna plant those somewhere, but they're supposed to have full sun. Okay, we're gonna go down around here to the rooting bed. I always like to take y'all around. My snowball bush has done its due. They're turned brown now. They don't look so good, but they were gorgeous when they were, I tell you. All right, I got some roses from Carol the other day when I went to her house. She said this rose was her mama's rose, and I put it in my rooting bed, and this is on the east side of the house, so it won't get much sun. And she gave me this one too. So these are big. It was a big bush. It came out little pink buds, and then all of a sudden it will turn kind of white once it opens up. And then this is another bush that she had, and this is a smaller rose. It was pink. Here are some camellias that I put out a couple of weeks ago, and some of them will make it and some of them won't. And I don't know how to tell you the rhyme or reason for it. All I know is I try, and I always have a few that make it. See, that one looks real perky, doesn't it? I mean, you know, it looks good. This leaf doesn't look good, but it's got new growth. This one has new growth. That doesn't look so good right there. See, I don't know if it's going to make it or not, but I'm going to leave it in here. This one's got new growth. I wish I had thought about what color was what. In other words, I just went through my camellias and just picked a bunch of camellias and stuck them out. Some of them were white, red, all that. So if somebody asks me what color they are, I'm not going to know. I'm not going to know. And this bed around here looks terrible. I hadn't worked on it. But I will say this. It's coming back. Hannah gave me this bush last year. It has purple blooms on it. I hadn't planted my wheelbarrow yet or anything. I do have some daylilies that are coming back. Y'all can see all the daylilies. But look at that. A huge ant bed right in the middle of it. And then all that stuff growing up that tree, that's poison ivy. Or poison oak, I should say. So I have to be real careful in this bed. I try to plant things in here that come back. Now this is a bulb. And if you're the one that gave it to me, thank you. I planted 3 bulbs that they sent. Well, they sent me a bunch of bulbs. The rest of them didn't make it, but these did. And they bloomed. But look, I only planted 3 in there, and now I've got 6. And they're going to be beautiful when they grow up. That's a wild hydrangea right there. It'll have huge white blooms on it. You can see them already getting ready to bud out. They'll be big. It looks like they're all over it too. I mean, look at that. Look at all of them. Look at that sunset. Oh my word. How gorgeous is that? I'm gonna walk down here so we can really see that sunset better. Let's walk. Oh my goodness, let me get over here. It's getting dark. I'm about ready for my bath and bed. But I want to enjoy this sunset first. Let's go down here. I've got a swing right there. We can go down there and sit in it. and watch the sun go down. Let me show y'all something first before we go over there and look at that. I want to show y'all this. When my son was a teenager, this piece of wood right here was floating down the river. And he went and pulled this thing back to the house. And I want you to look at all this little mossy growing on it. Is that not pretty? When it rains, it's so pretty. And this, you see that, the little fern right there that's dead, or you think it's dead? That is the resurrection fern. Just like Jesus. The resurrection fern, it's going to come back to life. As soon as the water hits it, it's going to come back to life. That's why it's called resurrection fern. Anyway, he put it on out here on this, and he made him a bench. I told him he needed to get it. All right, let's sit down. Let's sit in this swing. The swing's got a hole in it. Reminds me of that song, My Bucket's Got a Hole in It. All right, let's sit down together and let's look out that way. Oh my goodness. The Lord knows how to make us happy, doesn't he, y'all? You ever get out in the afternoon, just watch the sun go down and think about all the blessings that you've had? Even the hard times, it makes us appreciate the good times, doesn't it? Without the rain, there can't be any flowers to grow. So God's so good to us. He's good to us. George and I planted those 2 trees right there. We went in the woods years ago and dug them up in the wintertime. And he said, "You sure are planting them close together." I said, "I want them to look natural. And they grow natural in the woods, so I want them to be close together." And they're really growing. One of them is a red oak, the one that's on the right side. And the one that's on the left side is a water oak. So the red oak loses its leaves, but that other one does not. It holds its leaves for the spring, then it drops them. So anyway, I've got that table over there. Next time I get me some boys over here, I'm going to have them move that for me. It's been sitting there. I got to have help. Back my truck up to it and we'll toss her in. I probably could do it myself, but we won't. Let's walk down there and look at my arbor and see how it's doing. Y'all want to walk down there with me? We have really worked this afternoon. We have cleaned windows and cleaned furniture, and this morning I cleaned in George's office. Y'all see that tree right there? I got a story to tell about that. You see how it's on a little hump looking thing, or a little, you see how the lay of the land goes down and it pops back up. Well, I was out here one afternoon real late in my truck, and I was parked right over there. And then I just started coming back to the house, so I just came like this and came up here and it got right here, and the bottom of my truck got, it was teeter-tottering on that thing right there. That tree was not there. And I had to call somebody over here to help me, and they got it off of there and just laughed about it. But that tree started coming up in that spot, and I said, "You know what? Leave that tree there." That's to remind me not to ever go over that spot again. And every time I look at that tree, I think about that. So anyway, let's go on down here. Gosh, that sun is so beautiful going down. And the moon will be pretty going up, but it's not a moon night today. Hey! Y'all having fun yet? That was somebody staying at the Cottle house. I guess they saw me out here walking and they got to hollering at me. Okay, there's my arbor. I had some guys to come help me to, I cut it back. And then we built this. I did all the measuring and they did all the hammering and screwing the thing together. But here's my old vine right here. And I tied it with just some rags till I can get it going up here, and I hope it'll cover. That's cattle gate up above. And then I used the 2x6, or is that 2x8? I forgot what I looked like, a 2x8. I don't know. I can't remember. But anyway, but you got to cut these are scuppernons. I have the dark purple and I have the bronze. Both of them are delicious. You can make juice out of them, or jellies, or cobblers, or whatever. That vine right there, I need to stick him up in there. But they're doing really super good, and I'm excited about them. I don't know if they'll make anything this year, but eventually they will. They've always done very, very well. This is a row of azaleas over here. The whole thing. George and I planted those years ago. Years and years ago. We hadn't planted a garden. I don't know if we're going to. Our two pear trees, they had blooms all over them, but our weather's been so crazy lately, I don't know if they're going to make or not. Let me even go over here and see if we see a little pear at all. Let's see if we don't have any. I don't see any right off. Well, there's the little bloom where it fell off. That's where a pear should be. Oh yeah, here's one. Here's two. Oh, how cute. Look. They're so little they look like a fig, don't they? It'll be way over in the last of, about the middle of September. These are kefir pears, and they will be making. This is an old tree. George and I planted this thing years ago. There's two pears. We know we're going to at least have two if the deer don't eat them. Okay, let's walk back up to the house. It's getting dark. It's actually darker than this camera's showing y'all. I've got a good camera on my phone, I'm telling you. It works so good. We're going back up to the house. I'm fixed to take my bath and go to bed. Y'all sleep good tonight. I hope you worked hard today and got some things done that you wanted to do. One of the people wrote in and said they felt their closet calling them. They were going to go in and start cleaning out the closet. I don't blame you. I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. We keep thinking that we're going to get back in those clothes that we're saving, that we had when we were teenagers. Well, y'all, we're not going to get back there, I'm telling you. We're going to have a little granny on us. A little big mama. That's what I've got. Somebody gave me a new flag, too. See that? I just put that up today. I had an old one. It was so ragged. Y'all can tell how dark it is. Can you tell? Look. See there? There's the house. Every light in the house is on. Oh, goodness. Well, we've got our water turned off. Things are clean. Let me get my cleanser in here and my broom. I'm going to carry it in as I go. You have to let your broom sit upside down or the broom side down so you can get it cleaned up a little bit. All right, it's dark on my porch. I think my lighting is kicking in. All right, I'm gonna go. It's turned dark. The sun has set or setting, and I'm fixed to take my bath. It's been good being with y'all today, working together and doing. Aren't we glad we can work? Well, listen, work is a blessing. It's a blessing from God. I'm so thankful I can work. It brings me pleasure. And I feel sorry for the young people who don't want to work. They don't want to work. If they only knew how much pleasure it would give them. There's older people that don't want to work too. I just can't get over it. But anyway, love y'all. God bless you.
have a great night's sleep tonight, and just rest in the Lord. Just lay up in that bed, rest in the Lord. That's what I'm gonna do. Love y'all. Bye bye.